My husband left for work, as usual. And I couldn't think of anything to do. I sat alone on a chair by the window, looking out at the garden through a gap in the curtain. Not that there was any reason for me to be looking at the garden. There was nothing else for me to do. And I thought that sooner or later, I sat there looking. And I think of something. Things in the garden. The one I looked at the most was the oak tree. It was my special favorite. I had planted it when I was a little girl and I watched it grow. I thought of it as my old friend. I talked to it all the time, in my head. That day too, I was probably talking to the oak tree. I don't remember about what. And I don't know how long I've been sitting there. The time slips by when I'm looking at the garden. It was dark before I knew it. I must have been sitting there for quite a while. And all at once I heard a sound. Came from somewhere far away. Funny, muffled sort of, rubbing sort of sound. At first I thought it was coming from a place deep inside me. That I was hearing things. Warning. From the dark cocoon my body was spinning within. I held my breath and listened. Yes. Yes. No doubt about it. Little by little, the sound was moving closer to me. What was it? I had no idea. But it made my flesh creep. At the base of the tree began to bulge upward, as if some thick, heavy liquid were rising to the surface. Again I held my breath. Then the ground broke open and the mountain earth crumbled away, to reveal a set of sharp claws. My eyes locked onto them, and my hands turned into clenched fists. Something is going to happen, I told myself. It's starting now. Claws gripped hard at the soil. Until the break in the earth was an open hole, from which there crawled a little green monster. Its body was covered with shining green scales. As it emerged from the hole, it shook itself until all the bits of soil clinging to it dropped away. It had a long, funny nose, the green of which gradually deepened at the tip. At the very end was narrow and pointed as a whip. The precise, they were exactly like a human's. The sight of them sent a shiver through me. They showed feelings, like your eyes. or yours, or mine. Without hesitation, but moving slowly and deliberately, the monster approached my front door, on which it began knocking with the slender tip of its nose. A dry rapping sound echoed throughout the house. Wouldn't realize I was there. I couldn't scream. Ours is the only house in the area. And my husband wouldn't be coming home until late that night. I couldn't run out the back door either. Since our house has only the one door, the very one on which a horrible little monster was now knocking. Breathed as quietly as I could, pretending not to be there, hoping that that thing would just give up and go away. But it didn't give up. The nose went from knocking to groping at the lock. Kicking the lock open, and then the door itself opened a crack. Around the edge of the door crept the nose. And then it stopped. For a long time it stayed still, like a snake with its head raised, checking the conditions in the house. If I had known this was going to happen, I would have stayed by the door and cut the nose off, I told myself. There are plenty of sharp knives in the kitchen. No sooner had this thought occurred to me than the creature moved past the edge of the door, smiling, as if it had read my mind. Then it spoke. Not with a stutter, but repeating certain words as if it was still trying to learn them. It wouldn't have done you any good, the little green monster said. My nose is like a lizard's tail. It owl-wise grows back, stronger and longer. You will only get the upper side of what you want. And it spun its eyes around for a very long time like two weird tops. Oh no! Can it really read people's minds? I hate to have anyone know what I'm thinking, especially when that someone is a horrid, inscrutable little creature like that. I broke out into a cold sweat from head to foot. What was it going to do to me? Eat me? take me down into the earth? Well, at least it wasn't so ugly I couldn't stand looking at it. That was good. It had these pink, slender little arms and legs jutting out from its grayscale body. And long claws at the ends of its hands and feet. They were almost darling the more I looked at them. And I could see too that the creature meant me no harm. Of course not! Its scales clicked together when it moved. Like crammed together coffee cups rattling on a table when you nudge it. What a terrible thought! Of course I wouldn't teach you. No. I mean you no harm. No harm. No harm. So I was right. It knew exactly what I was thinking. Madam, don't you see? Don't you see? I've come here to propose to you. Deep down, deep. I had to crawl all the way up here. Awful, it was awful. I had to dig and dig. Look how it ruined my cloud. I could never have done this if I meant you any harm. I love you so much, I couldn't stand it anymore down deep. I crawled my way up to you. I had to. Oh, they all tried to stop me, but I couldn't stand it anymore. And think of the courage that it took, please took. What if you thought it was rude and presumptuous? Rude and presumptuous for a creature like me to propose to you. But it is rude and presumptuous, I said in my mind. What a rude little creature you are to come here seeking my love. A look of sadness came over the monster's face as I said this. And its scales took on a purple tinge, as if to express what it was feeling. Its entire body seemed to shrink a little too. I folded my arms to watch these changes occurring. Maybe something like this would happen whenever its feelings altered. And maybe that awful looking exterior masked a heart that was as soft and vulnerable as a brand new marshmallow. If so, I knew I could win. loud it made my heart reverberate. You are an ugly little monster. The purple of the scales grew deeper, and the thing's eyes began to bulge as if it was sucking in all the hatred I was sending it. They protruded from the creature's face like ripe green pigs, and tears like red juice ran down from them, splattering the floor. I wasn't afraid of this monster anymore. In my mind, I painted pictures of all the cruel things I wanted to do to it. I tied it down to a heavy chair with thick wires, and with needle-nose pliers, I began ripping out its scales at the roots, one by one. I heated a point of a sharp knife, and with it I cut deep grooves into that soft pink flesh of its calves. Over and over I stabbed a hot soldering iron into the bulging pigs of its eyes. With every new torture I imagined for it, the creature would lurch and writhe and wail in agony, as if these things were actually happening to it. It wept its colored tears and oozed thick drops of liquid onto the floor. Emitting a grey vapor from its ears that had the fragrance of roses. Its eyes sent an unnerving glare of reproach at me.
Madam, please! I beg of you! Please don't think such terrible thoughts. I have no evil thoughts for you. I would never harm you. All I feel for you is love.
But I refused to listen. In my mind, I said, "Don't be ridiculous. You crawled out of my garden. You unlocked my door without my permission. You came inside my house. I never asked you here. I have the right to think anything I want." And I continue to do exactly that. Thinking at the creature increasingly terrible thoughts. I cut and tormented its flesh with every tool and machine I could think of, overlooking no method that might exist to torture a living being and make it writhe and bleed.
Oh, see there, you little monster. You have no idea what a woman is. There are no end to the number of things I can think of to do to you.
And soon the monster's outlines began to fade. And even that strong green nose shriveled up until it was no bigger than a worm. Writhing on the floor, the monster tried to move its mouth and speak to me, struggling to open its lips, as if to leave me some final message. Convey some ancient wisdom, some crucial bit of knowledge that it had forgotten to impart to me. But before that could happen, the mouth attained a painful stillness. And soon it went out of focus and disappeared. The monster was now nothing more than a pale evening shadow. All that was left, suspended in the air, were its mournful, bloated eyes. That won't do you any good. You can look all you want. But you can't say a thing. You can't do a thing. Your existence is over. Finished. Done. Soon the eyes dissolved into the emptiness. And the room filled with the darkness of night.